Hi again. So I hope you've watched the video that I posted before. If not, oh well, because here comes the story. On January 15th of 2015, it was actually, it would be the night of the 14th, but it was after midnight, so it was the 15th that I went to sleep. And from the moment that I hit the pillow that night, it was like I closed my eyes on my pillow, and I must have been dead tired. But I had this dream where I popped up in a hallway, and I was so like lucid, and I've had different kinds of lucid dreams before in the past of different degrees and levels, okay? And I'm going to get to that because there will be a video called Recurring Dreams, and you should probably watch that one. Mister, that's just my cat playing with his little ball on a track. I'm sorry if it's irritating. He's such a sweet boy. So anyway, we'll just get on with it. So, it was January 15th of 2015. I went to sleep, right. So I was more lucid and coherent than I've ever been, and it was pretty disorienting. Like, I was kind of dizzy. And it's strange because I remember I could look down and look at my hands, but I didn't look down and see what I was wearing. And so here I am, I'm back in it. This hallway goes long down, and the moment that I get there, I'm thinking, am I in a school? Am I in a hospital? Because where I'm in a long hallway, there's these emergency lights. You know those small lights on the top of walls that are in kind of public places like schools or hospitals, and they come on when the power goes out? Or like maybe at nighttime? I don't know. But there were these, like, what looked like emergency lights on the top of this hallway. There was a couple doors, probably, hang on. Well, there would have been one right behind me. And so there was one, two. There was two on this side. And it gets darker at the end of this side of the hallway, but there is one door right here. It looks like a school, to be honest with you. It really does. Like, I've debated back and forth, but, like, yeah, it's clearly a school. And so I'm standing there, and I can smell fresh air. So I'm like, is there an open window somewhere? Like, where the hell am I? And what's going on? And my heart's beating fast. I'm not scared, though. It's not like when you're in, like, a scary dream. It really shook me up. Like I said, I was disoriented. Like, I didn't know what the hell was happening. And it was very shocking and sudden because I'd never been that lucid in a dream before. And so the floor is like a light color, like the same as a school, like that hard tile type floor. I mean, it even looks like there's lockers, but the lighting is so hard to see. Like, I'm back there right now. That it does. It looks like there's lockers here, and then there's another set a little further down. But then you can go around the corner, and on the top of the wall, there's like the reflection of fire. And I can just feel that there's something going on, and that it might be some kind of emergency situation. Now, I'm not saying any of this to scare anyone at all. This was just the dream that I had, okay? And right here on this side of me, there is a square, like an opening, you know, and it goes back, and it looks exactly like in school when you have the girls' bathroom and then the girls' locker room side by side, but it's in a little, you know what I mean. So there's that. And so as I'm taking in all of this, and like I can hear people, but they're far away. Like when people are far away, but I could hear it better because I'm pretty sure there's a window open or maybe broken. I don't know. But they sound like they're far away, and there's children with them. It might be like a family or something, but I hear them, and I then so I'm like this, and as I'm taking all of this in, then I look, and there's this lady, and she comes out of this door here. There's this one that's closer to me, but she comes out, so she comes directly for me. She has shoulder length, blondish gray hair, like it's mixed, so she's clearly middle aged. She's wearing a faux jean headband, and it's like a little bit squishy, like it has material in it. It's like an old style 80s one, and or 90s. And she's wearing a white, like no, it's not white. It's a creamy beige color. It's not actually white, and it has like their little ribbit lines on it. So it's just a little short turtleneck. It's not like the full one. It's a little short turtleneck, and it's got these lines running down it. And she's also got a matching faux jean vest and skirt. Sometimes I forget what things are called. Or I'll use a different word that means the same thing, but then I don't mean that. I do that too. I've been by myself for a while, P.S. So, like, if I speak funny, that's probably why. Because, like, all I've been able to think about is this. And nobody can understand unless you've experienced it yourself, really, and I understand that. And I wouldn't wish it on anybody until you're ready. So, where was I? Ah, the lady. And she's also wearing white sneakers. I can see her white sneakers. But they don't look like running sneakers. They're like little flat shoes. I don't know what they're called, but I can point them out and I can draw them. I can show you exactly what kind of shoes she's wearing. And she's a little bit heavy set, and she's got a round face, and she has blue eyes, and she looks scared, like she's worried. And she comes out of this door and right towards me, and I'm standing this way, so she comes towards me this way, and she grabbed me by this arm here, and I walked backwards. Okay, so I stepped a couple steps backwards, and then she turned me around and closed the door. So now there's a door behind me, and I'm standing in front of it, and I find myself in this room. It's a classroom, I guess. It had to have been a school, like I have to stop because it's just about the color. That's all. The color of it. The walls were really white, but like a weird, and the floor was too, and they were similar. So, I think now that I know what I know, I'm seeing it the tiniest bit, little teeny tiny things now that okay, so let's move on. So, I'm standing in front of this door and I'm in this classroom. And there's a bunch of desks, and it looks like chairs and stuff piled on top of each other, but there's so many boxes and stuff. It's a lot to describe. Okay, so we've got some desks, but it doesn't look like how the chair is attached to the desk. It's a desk, because that's how it was in a lot of the places where I went to school. It's a little table, and there's chairs, so they separate, okay? That's what confused me, because it looks like tables, but I think, I haven't been to school in ages, but I bet you if I go to a school, that's what it looks like. Maybe. A newer school. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. I apologize. So, again, the walls are that whitish color. It's hard to describe, but they're a light color. And there's more light in this room. And, like you could see pretty good. Like maybe she flicked on a light. Maybe the power was out or the lights were off because it was nighttime. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I don't need to pick it apart for you. I just need to tell you what I'm seeing. Thanks. So, the desks, the colors of the walls. Right. There's a big picture window here and then another one. You know, it's a good size room. But a lot of the room, like I said, it looks like it's been taken up for storage or they've stored stuff away in there. Because there's boxes over here and in this corner of this room where before the window starts. And on this side, it's all just wall. But then on the other side, I think it's a writing board, but it's white. Yeah, I can see it now. See, every time I tell this story, I go back. But I usually tell this story with somebody sitting in front of me, like face to face. And it's pretty freaking nerve-wracking. And sometimes they don't come back. So, yeah. Anyway, right. The boxes, the corner, the windows, the desk. So there's a large wooden desk, and it's a nice desk, and it looks sturdy. And it's in front of this window, basically right in front of me. When you walk through this door, so the teacher or whatever would have been sitting right there when you walk in. They just left it there, I guess, but that would make sense. I would keep my desk there. Yeah. So this woman, okay, we're gonna move on. This woman is moving boxes. I'm just standing there, like looking around, like it takes a while to explain it. So I'm just standing there, like looking around, checking all this out. And while I'm doing that, she's trying to move, like she's sliding boxes, okay? She can't lift them because they're heavy. She's sliding boxes towards me. And she gets a couple as I'm doing this, like she's maybe on her second or third. And then she looks up at me and she goes, "What is wrong with you? Help me. Help me move these boxes." And the moment that comes out of her mouth, the door behind me bursts open. Bam! I feel it hit me on the back. It swung me all the way into the wall. Okay, this wasn't painful. It was a surprise, and my heart was pounding, for sure. But I felt safe because I was behind the door. I didn't think they would know I was there, whoever it was behind there, okay? And this lady, she got caught right at the hip, okay? Just a little bit of her. Just to say that it pinched her, and her other arm wasn't even in there. It was just right there at the corner, right? Because I was behind the door. So, like, it didn't get her. And all of this happened so quick. And as I'm like this, okay, so my head is turned this way. So now I'm watching out of this space where I probably have about that much room, where I can see the window pretty much, like especially because I'm at the wall. So if you look over, I can see the majority of the window, this wall, and then the area just right here in front of me. Okay, so I'm forced and stuck like this. I cannot move my face because the wall is right here. And I was a little scared. But like I said, I was behind the door, so I thought I was okay. And as the moment that this lady wiggles free, something smashes through the window. And I mean, it just was like, pow! And the wind, and I even closed my eyes and like flinched. I felt the wind hit my face at that point. I could feel the vibration of the glass hitting the ground, and then kaboom! Okay? Something, boom! And I look up, and it's this creature, this being. No, Salem, those are mine. It was, I don't know if I'm ready to show you yet. And so when he landed, I'm going to have to move. Hang on. When he landed on this desk, okay, and it shocked the hell out of both of us. Like, she didn't even move. She hit the wall, okay? And, like, before, like, this happened so quick, like, she didn't even get a chance to run. So, she's back like this, and this thing, it lands on his desk, okay? Boom, with its head down, like that. And it didn't look up until she went to run, and it just, I mean, I've never seen anything move that fast. It was like, vroom, boom, back up. I know this sounds bad, but hear me out, okay? All of a sudden, he was down, up, and he put his, not to choke her here, okay? He wasn't trying to hurt her. He pushed her into the wall, okay? Because you could tell he was just like not having it. Not in a mean way, but just so, and I'm watching this. And so the lady, I'm going to be the lady. The lady's like this. And then she looks at him and she puts her hand here and she's going, uh-huh. Not making any noise though. That was just me. She's going, and I'm like this and I'm watching and I'm like, oh my God. He's talking to her. The moment that I thought that, the door loosened off my back a little so I could put my hands down. I couldn't move yet. Like, I couldn't move my face, but I could put my hands down. And because I'm still like this, as I was turned and looking, I noticed out of my peripheral vision up at the top, there was these fingers, these really long fingers. Not scary, okay? They weren't creepy. He didn't have claws, all right? They were like these round, plump-like fingertips and really long. I can show you, I guess, because I did draw the hand. Let's go there first, okay? So it was like this, okay? But the fingers were just the tiniest bit longer, but I ran out of room, okay? I only had like that much. They were a little bit longer than that. And I don't know if he had these 4 fingers because his hand was like this. And so, oh, right. So that wasn't what I was seeing. He grabbed the door, the top of the door, it loosened. What he must have done, this being, was that he must have still been behind the door, because God knows, if I could have run away, I would have. I would have. There's no shame in it. Sometimes running is good, because that means you will live. I'm not a coward when it counts. When it really comes down to it, I'm not going to run away. But you know, like, in every dream I've ever had, I've never seen anything like this, ever. I've never seen a monster. I've had a scary dream. I've never seen, only people and animals. That's it. And I'm going to explain to you the different levels of dreaming, okay? Because it took me a while to accept this. So, oops. So, right, the hand, after I've realized these, and so then I'm not looking at those two, the lady and this other being. And these two beings were different, like they looked different, but they're the same species. They gotta be. So I'm looking and I'm watching the hand. All of a sudden, he just looked around the door. Like his face now is legit that far from my face. That's how close he was now. Like, he was very close. And are you ready for this? This is the first drawing I did. It's not that great. because I did it really fast, but this is an elongated skull, okay? But that's what I saw in my face, like these big round, not almond shaped, round. Here's a better picture that I drew not that long ago. But I don't know if the body is correct, really. Like, I can explain to you exactly what I saw in a moment. But I'm going to get through the story first, okay? I know he's cartoony, but that's what the face looked like. A really wide, thin mouth. His bottom lip was bigger than the top one, though. Okay? Very small, if any lips at all, really. But the bottom one was bigger than the top one. But he had a very thin, and he was smiling at me. Okay? Like, it wasn't like, okay, it's this wide, and all you could see was like just a little, ooh, like the corners here, because their mouths are bigger and their jaws are different. But so they only have these little teeny tiny slits of a nose. They do not have noses like this. His face is very flat. Okay? And, well, I mean, not like friggin' a wall flat, but they don't have a nose. Not like this. And, so it almost looks like he could close them and open them back up if he wanted to. And, these eyes are very round. Very round. And I drew them not as big in this one. But you can see how this here, he had like even like a brow ridge, and over here you could see like on the skull, on the side, especially from the other one that I saw. I have another, because this was really quick, okay? I know it kind of sucks, and they weren't this skinny. But you could see like they had some sort of, maybe an ear hole there, and like this line that went up this skull, and it wasn't flat there, it was more of a bump, because it was, like a, but it, like the cranial, the back of the cranium, but I just kind of, went too quickly. And so, yeah, and the thing about it was, you know what they looked like to me? Because I know, I even drew him, he looks like he's emaciated with like ribs and like bones, but they don't look like that. What he looked like, and you know what? What's it called? I forget. You know those races where they shoot the gun off and everybody just runs as fast as they can? Uh, and there's, because what I'm seeing in my head, and what I've always seen when I try to describe this, and God knows I wouldn't remember, of course, what it's called. Um, but there's these men, and I know that they're black. They're very dark men, and they're very, very tall, and they run very quickly, and they're very good athletes, and they look thin because they're legs, but they're all muscle. These guys. And that's what this being's body kind of looked like. Like, it was angular, like he had, bigger, wider shoulders, and then it came down to a smaller hip. But holy cow, when I seen that one down like that with his legs, like kind of like the frog, like I showed you, they had really thick thighs. And they looked like they could run really fast, jump really high, and his foot was kind of on a pivot. Like he wasn't on the feet like this. They were up kind of like that. And a lot of people have said that it sounds reptilian, okay? But I don't think so. It definitely, okay, so right, where was I? I didn't mean to go into detail about what they look like yet. Right. We're face to face. I'm face to face with him. And he's looking at me. And all I can see is these big friggin' round eyes. And you know what, guys? As scary as they are, because it's terrifying when you first see them. Like, God, people freak out if they think there's a ghost in your house. Like, he's beautiful. These eyes, man, like, I don't even know what I'm going to do when I see him again. But they're so round and like, they look black, but then when you see them, I could see light coming through the top of the eye. So like you can see it here in the picture. I'll actually post this picture on my Facebook. But like I tried to show like the light was coming through the top of the eye. And this one, this wasn't his color. He was the darkest bluish green you've ever seen. He was a dark, dark blue green. The other one was way more green. The other one was almost green like my couch. But, I keep digressing. Right, finish the freaking experience first. So I'm looking at him, and he says to me, I hear in my head, okay? I hear in my head this. And this is what it was like. See, I'm not worried that people aren't going to believe me, because I know they are. I know, because it's the freaking truth. I feel this energy. And at first, it like hits me in the guts. It almost feels like an energetic text message. And then it kind of rises up, and you get feelings, and then you get thoughts, and then you get words. Okay? And it happens very quickly, though. And in my head, I heard what sounded at first like my own voice. But I was like, wait a minute. It was like off tone, and I knew it wasn't me. And he says, calm mind. And then it would repeat, calm mind. Like, it wasn't annoying, it was a bit of an echo. And then he said, calm spirit. And it repeated, calm spirit. But it was lower, right? And then I got like this feeling of relief. Oh, now I know why. Oh, what a sin. I'll get to that later. Because, like, imagine knowing somebody if they don't know you. Because when he was looking at me, he felt so familiar. Like, while I was processing this over the years, I thought it was me. Like, maybe in my next life or in the freaking future. I don't know. Because it was so he, not it, or they. I don't know. He may not even have a gender. Okay? I don't know. But I identify with him as a male. I don't know. So, as he's looking at me, though, he's looking into me. Like, he's looking at me like he loves me. Like, not in a romantic way, like an unconditional love where he's looking into me. He knows everything there is about me. Everything. Like, everything. And loves me anyway. Because I got this relief, and then it was just I know it's creepy, but he said, we finally found you. Like, it was like that. I didn't hear that, though. But that's what I interpreted the feeling as. Like, finally. Like, finally. Like, it's difficult to explain. Now I get it, though. And then, after that feeling, he reached in like this with his one hand, okay? So his hand was coming towards me this way. And so if he's looking at me, he reached in with this hand, okay? Not this one, this one. And he reaches in and he touches me like this, okay? He takes his fingers and he touches me like this. Right down the chin, and then when he off the chin like that, his last finger, okay, when that happened, it was like somebody was flashing a bright ass flashlight in my face, like boom, 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 and I was like, oh, 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 that same, like what you would do if there was a flashlight, excuse me, flashing in your face. So, guys, I've never had a dream where I woke up in bed, okay? Never. I've heard people talk about that, but I've never had dreams like that. I could tell you a bunch of dreams I remember. Some of them were recurring. So I woke up, and I woke up on the side. It was exposed on this side where he had touched me, okay? And the moment I opened my eyes, I knew that I wasn't alone in that room. My heart, again, started pounding so fucking hard. Oh, excuse my language. I'm sorry. I really try not to swear for these because it's YouTube. That I could hear my heart pounding in my ears. And my animals, my dog Dixie and my cat Bagheera have passed on to the next world. But they were there, and my mister, he's still here. And so it was Dixie sleeping right beside me, and she lays her head like on the pillow. And then it was Mr. Sweet Cheek sits on the pillow, the big pillow, right in front of her. And then down at the end of the bed was Bagheera. And I open my eyes, and usually when this happens, they will move, one of them will stretch, so somebody takes a deep breath, but nobody was moving. It was like time was frozen or something. I don't know. And it freaked me the hell out. So as I was getting up, because I wanted to see, like that was my main concern, right? Because I love my animals like more than anything. And I realized, like as I'm sitting up, I realized that, oh man, just one moment. I'm so sorry. That was a knock at the door. It was the Men in Black. No, I'm kidding. This is Stargate DVDs that somebody made for me. But yeah, so I was just at the best part. Literally at the best part. So, I realized that my animals aren't moving, and I'm pushing myself up. And like I said, I realized I wasn't alone, and I can feel that the air is energetically charged, and it's thicker. It's more dense. Like as I'm pushing myself up, I can feel it almost pushing back more than it normally would. And if I went like this, like it almost feels like you ever do this, and you can kind of have like that magnetism feeling between your hands that kind of repels a little bit, but it's thicker. Like you can literally feel like you're moving air. It's denser. And all the hairs, like, I mean, this happened way quicker than I can explain it. All the hairs on my body would, like, right from the friggin' tip of my toes, I felt it go right up my spine, right up, even my hair. Like, I could feel it. And then I finally, like, I move over and I get to this position, and there he is, standing there, just as shocked as I am. Like, his face, it was like, he was like, woo! And I could, as much, oh my god, it was like every friggin' molecule, every atom in me, every little photon was driving along, and then that happened, and it went, holy shit. The level of holy shit that I felt, I didn't feel in danger for my life because I knew what I was looking at. This is the being from my freaking dream. And he's standing right there. And you know what? he was just as fucking freaked out as I was. The feeling was mutual of, holy shit. It was. It was a mutual thing. I could feel it off of him. I couldn't move. I could hardly breathe. Like, the level of holy shit is unlike anything you will ever experience in all of your life. And it didn't last very long. I was just staring at him like, and all I could think, all I could feel was holy shit. And then all of a sudden, I was in that state. And then I go, I'll just go back to sleep then. And I friggin' did. I didn't say it out loud, but like I laid down and I went back to sleep like nothing was wrong at all. Like there wasn't somebody fucking standing there. And I woke up and it was day. And I sat back up and I was like, why did I go back to bed? What the hell? Like that was the most wild dream I've ever had in my life. And then it was weird because I woke up and I was almost feeling like, it almost felt like anxiety. I had to get out of bed and I was like, I have to draw what I saw right now. And that's when I grabbed this. And as I was drawing him, like I drew it really quick. This was used to be just a pencil drawing, and then eventually I colored it. Holy crap, this is getting long. I apologize. It's worth it though. I promise. Shit. Right. Oh, I remember. I was drawing him, okay? And I was in this weird state. Like, I can't explain it. Like, this is the first time it ever happened. So, when I go back to this memory, because I will never forget, never. Whenever I think about this, it's like I'm there again. Even in the waking, well, I mean, this wasn't a dream. All of a sudden, I get this feeling, and it's not that overwhelming, but you definitely start breathing harder. And it was like I couldn't see in front of me anymore because I was getting this, and what I didn't know it was called that, but it felt like a download of information, and I was seeing like just random stuff, random sounds. For a moment there, I was worried maybe I was having a stroke. And then it was just over. And I didn't know at the time, but over these past 5 years, that information has opened almost. It was almost like one large file that condensed itself into little zip files. And then those zip files open up when they're needed, or when it's necessary, when it's time, or whatever. And the thing is that after that, things accelerated unbelievably fast. And I mean, if you, I can't remember if I finished, this is almost 40 minutes, so after the download, yeah. And you know what? Like, I haven't had interaction with him, I can't say at all, because there has been very few telepathic communications. But yeah, I saw him. He was there. This was not just a dream. I knew, even when I went on Facebook that day and I was like, guys, I had this wild dream. Every time I say that, I know it's not true. I can feel it, and I felt it at that moment. I knew, but I didn't know how to explain it. And I guess, I mean, I might as well just add what happened in the shower. I used to have a series of recurring dreams. They were different over the stages of my life. But one thing that's been consistent is I had this flashback of a memory in the shower. And I mean, I've remembered this a dozen times. And it's the same thing, but I cannot believe it. So I have these dreams where, again, I'm in a hallway, and it's like inside my head I know that I'm in school, but I also know that it's not regular school. And I can feel two people, like somebody leading me. There's one on either side leading me somewhere. And my eyes are open like this, just like almost a little bit. So I can see only out of the slits, okay, of my eyes. Like I'm half awake or half asleep or whatever, all right? Like I'm not meaning, like I'm not trying, like I'm actually like fighting to do this, okay? And what I see is, what I realized is I can see people's heads, I can see their hair color and stuff like that, but it's blurry. And that's because I don't have my glasses on. I now realize that these beings, whatever they are, have been involved with me my entire, that's my cats, my entire life. Like, I think that they may have even orchestrated when I came in to this world. When? Exactly when? Like August 5th, 1985, which was when I was born. That's my birthday. And anyway, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave you with that. I'm also going to leave you with, you should check out Mary Rodwell, because she talks about one of the reasons why I knew that ET communication happens in dreams most often, or these beings, because I have no idea what he was. I don't know if he was an extraterrestrial. I don't know. My gut feeling is that maybe an inner Earth being. Are you kidding me? Anyway, I'm just going to let you go, and I'm going to answer my door. Take care. Thanks for listening. Bye.